General Krexthon had witnessed the fall of 17 different species across 43 worlds. The Zephyrian Empire's expansion had been swift and merciless, each conquest adding another trophy to his collection of broken civilizations. Today, he expected to add the humans to that list. The combat arena on Nexus Station buzzed with alien spectators from across the galaxy. Representatives from dozens of species had gathered to witness what they believed would be humanity's final humiliation. The rules were simple. Single combat between champions, winner takes all. Losers would surrender their homeworld and join the Empire as subjugated servants. Marcus Chen stepped into the arena, his standard-issue combat suit looking primitive compared to the advanced technology surrounding him. At 6 feet tall, he seemed impossibly small against his opponent. Warlord Vextoth, a 9-foot-tall Krillian whose chitinous exoskeleton had deflected plasma rounds in 100 battles. "This is your champion?" Krexthon's translator rendered his clicking laughter into perfect English. "This soft-skinned weakling?" Marcus rolled his shoulders, working out the tension. "I volunteered." The alien general leaned forward in his observation booth. The human showed no fear, no resignation, just calm determination. It was unusual. The fight began with Vextoth's characteristic charge. His massive claws, each one capable of shearing through steel, swept toward Marcus with killing force. But the human wasn't there. He had rolled aside, coming up with a combat knife that somehow found the one weak spot in the Krillian's armor, the joint between thorax and abdomen. Blue blood splattered the arena floor. Vextoth roared and spun, his tail whipping around to catch Marcus across the chest. The impact launched the human 20 feet, and he hit the arena wall with a sickening crack. Krexthon nodded approvingly. No species had ever survived Vextoth's tail strike. But Marcus was getting up. The human wiped blood from his mouth, tested his left arm, clearly broken, and picked up his knife with his right hand. "That actually hurt," he said conversationally. For the next 10 minutes, the galaxy watched in stunned silence as the human endured punishment that should have killed him 3 times over. Vextoth's claws opened deep gashes across Marcus's torso. A headbutt from the Krillian's armored skull left him with a concussion that had him staggering. Another tail strike cracked ribs. Each time Marcus got back up. "Impossible," whispered Ambassador Thelnos from the Crystalline Collective. His body should have shut down from trauma minutes ago. But Marcus kept fighting. More than that, he was learning. Each exchange taught him something new about his opponent's patterns, weaknesses, blind spots. When Vextoth charged again, Marcus was ready. He didn't dodge this time. Instead, he stepped into the charge, letting the Krillian's momentum drive his knife deep into the warrior's throat. Vextoth collapsed, blue blood pooling beneath him. The arena fell silent. General Krexthon stared at the human, who swayed on his feet but remained upright. Medical scanners from the observation deck painted a horrifying picture. Internal bleeding, massive tissue damage, neurological trauma. "By all rights, Marcus Chen should be dead. Your champion is broken," Krexthon announced, his voice echoing through the arena. "Look at him. He can barely stand. His body is failing. He is defeated." Marcus looked up at the observation deck, blood running from a cut above his eye. Then he did something that would be remembered in alien war colleges for generations to come. He smiled. "Round 2? Marcus asked, his voice carrying clearly through the arena's sound system. The effect was immediate. Several alien dignitaries recoiled as if struck. Ambassador Thelnos actually cracked, thin lines appearing across her crystalline form from shock. Even Krexthon felt something he hadn't experienced in decades of conquest: unease. There is no round 2, the general stammered. "You won. The rules—" "I know the rules," Marcus interrupted, wiping blood from his mouth. "But you called me broken. Thing is, General, that's not how humans work. We don't break. We bend, we adapt, we endure. We get knocked down and we get back up. Every single time." He took a step toward the observation deck, his injuries forgotten. "You want to see broken? I can show you broken. I can fight another of your champions right now. And another after that. And another. Because that's what we do. That's what humans are." Dr. Sarah Mitchell, humanity's lead negotiator, stood in the human delegation section. She had been terrified for Marcus, but now she understood his strategy. This wasn't just about winning a single combat. It was about sending a message. "You see," Marcus continued, addressing the entire gallery of alien representatives, "you all made the same mistake. You looked at our ships and saw primitive technology. You looked at our weapons and saw inferior engineering. You looked at our bodies and saw weakness. He gestured to his own battered form. But you didn't understand what you were really looking at. You didn't see the species that crawled out of caves and built civilizations. You didn't see the race that survived ice ages and plagues and wars and kept going. You didn't see the stubborn, persistent, absolutely unreasonable refusal to quit that got us to the stars in the first place. General Crexton felt the weight of 43 conquered worlds pressing down on him. For the first time, he wondered if those victories had been won against the right opponents. "So here's what's going to happen," Marcus said, his voice growing stronger despite his injuries. "We're going to go home. You're going to leave us alone. And if you don't, if you decide to test this weakness you think you see..." He grinned, and somehow that expression was more terrifying than any weapon. "Well, you'll find out what round 2 really looks like." The human delegation filed out of the arena supporting their champion. But Marcus Chen walked under his own power, his head high, leaving behind a gallery of aliens who were suddenly, desperately grateful they wouldn't have to find out what humanity was truly capable of when pushed beyond breaking. General Crexton watched them go and made a mental note to update the Empire's expansion maps. Earth would be marked as unsuitable for conquest. Some fights, he realized, weren't worth winning.